And we got to see Angel Reese last week, ladies. She's impressive.
And some people complain about the passion that she has on the court. I love it.
I love it too.
She blocked the shot holding her shoe.
Yep, didn't need it. Look at the third quarter here. Ohio State ramping up the defense.
Ohio State has slowed down the manufacturing of three-point shots from Iowa. If you're not going to make threes, you can't let your opponent make threes.
Kate Martin will attempt it, but no. Ohio State ended the third quarter on a 10-0 run. They trailed by 9 at the half. Now, in the first half, we really didn't see them get to use the press because they weren't hitting shots.
They figured out, number one, don't just rely on your offense. If you're not making shots, it cannot affect your defense. What they did coming out of the locker room in the third quarter is they said, my defense is going to affect my offense in a positive way. They turned up that intensity defensively. That allowed them to score points.
It also helps, too, Monica Czinano for Iowa, who had 14 points in the first half. She is on the bench with 4 fouls. Molly Davis. There's a three that Iowa had been missing. That's their 6th three-pointer tonight.
Cody McMahon was a big difference, too, for that in the third quarter for Ohio State.
And her stat line is impressive. There's McMahon making 18 points now, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and she's got a couple of steals. First foul on Emma Shoemate. You know, Cody McMahon, we were talking to her after shoot-around today. She's got a fun personality. She told us, you know, I wanted to come in and make an impact, and I felt like graduating high school early was going to give me the best chance to do that. And her all-around game, man, it certainly has.
Look at Stolke on the rebound. Just the second opportunities for Iowa.
Stolke's got 10 rebounds, and there's going to be an armbar call on Ohio State. It's on Taylor Mikeson, her second.
Now, Iowa has 11 offensive rebounds.
The inbounds pass was tipped and then hit the back of the backboard. McMahon not letting Clark get open. She's open now. Caitlin Clark puts her over the 20 mark. She's got 22, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds.
It's Caitlin Clark time.
Oh, McMahon's shot rolls out. Possession arrow stays with the Buckeyes.
Cody McMahon had chased Caitlin Clark off the screen, but you cannot relax when you're guarding number 22 in black. If she's in the gym, she's open. You got to know what she had for breakfast.
Probably a piece of that birthday cake. Celebrated her 21st birthday yesterday, along with Carolyn.
We did. We are January 22nd twins.
Third foul on Molly Davis. And Cody McMahon at the line. First one goes. Texas and Tennessee. That's where College Game Day is going to be in Knoxville. A little rematch there. Rick Barnes facing his old team. Kansas and Kentucky cap the night.
Now, Ohio State, they're getting to the free throw line, but they have already missed 6.
Running in transition, that helped Iowa so much in the first half.
That's what Hannah Stolke can do so well. She's that rim runner. As soon as Iowa gets possession of the ball, they're headed out to the races. Get the easy 2.
Ohio State is going to call a timeout here. Buckeyes on the comeback, but still trail Iowa. Chris, thank you so much. Really cool. For the first time since 2003, American men have reached the quarterfinals in Melbourne. Also, Sebastian Corda, no pressure, but his dad won the 1998 Australian Open, so.
No, if you jinxed him.
No, it's definitely not me. That's definitely been said before.
Okay.
Hey, we've got a great ball game here in Columbus. This is such an important game when it comes to the Big Ten. This is the only time that Iowa and Ohio State are going to meet in the regular season. And Buckeyes making a push. Ricky Harris, bury it. Ohio State trailed by 9 at the half. They have not lost this season. Clark had to get herself some room, and man, she can just work.
You can put different size players on her. Taylor Theory with length there, put a hand up, didn't matter. Caitlin Clark able to knock it down.
Taylor Theory on the floor right now with 4 fouls.
Look, Molly Davis is on Rebecca Mikoloshikova. They're going to let Harris, they're going to leave other players open on the perimeter. Iowa's going to dare Ohio State to make perimeter shots.
Ohio State only 3 of 18 from behind the arc tonight. Cody McMahon has been terrific. Turns into the double team, looking for some help, finds Harris.
And look at Davis. She only comes up to the shoulders of Mikoloshikova. See again, daring Ohio State to make those perimeter shots.
And now they missed 2 in a row.
And Iowa can just use the clock.
Ohio State outscored Iowa 20-13 in the third quarter, but the Hawkeyes outscoring the Buckeyes here in the fourth, 10-6. 5 seconds for Clark. And it's kicked, that resets the shot clock to 20.
Molly Davis down in the paint is matched up. Now look at Harris. She's wide open because everybody else is zoned up. But that's where I was protecting the paint and causing Ohio State to take those perimeter shots.
Offensive foul on Kate Martin.
Foul number 20, Kate Martin, second, team foul number 2.
Theory in the paint. Oh, it bounces out. Got robbed on that shot.
It's a triangle and 2. Taylor Mikes was the other player that Iowa's matched up with.
Second time we've seen Iowa use the triangle and 2, and Ricky Harris now has missed 3 straight threes. Czinano. You put her back in the game, you go to her. She's going to have to be careful, though, on the defensive end. She's got 4 fouls. And Cody McMahon knows it.
McMahon went right at Czinano. But the experience Clark and Czinano have on the floor, that composure of understanding when and where to put the basketball.
Thrown back into play. Still time. There it is. There's the connection. And Kevin McGuff is upset because watching it live, Caitlin Clark, it looked like she went over and then came back. Right at half court.
We got to look at that again. We have a chance. But from the inbound, though, Clark always knew where Czinano was.
Mikesel misses.
I think the maturity on the Clark that Clark has with Lisa Bluder. Bluder calls a play, and then Caitlin Clark says, okay, I got you. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let me just give it to Czinano. Look, they told us, we don't even, it's not even really, sometimes it's just a look or a little head nod between Czinano and Clark.
They go through execution and shoot around, and it's one pass. Clark, Czinano. Okay, call it something different. It's the same outcome. Clark to Czinano.
Caitlin Clark told us, look, early on, I hit Monica a couple of times with the pass she wasn't ready for, and now she's ready every time.
She compliments her post players' hands, her ability to catch the ball, and she can put it just about anywhere.
She can shoot from just about anywhere, although that one is off.
All right, was Clark over and back? Let's see.
And watch at the top of your screen.
Did the ball, you have both feet and the ball, did all three get across?
Live, they said no. There was nothing called there. And it eventually led to an Iowa bucket. Mikulashikova was just whistled for her first foul. Iowa is at 6 of its last 8 shots. Martin by herself. Crushed it.
Turnovers.
Feeling it. Not that time. Caitlin Clark with the rebound, can't finish the putback. McMahon stopped by Martin. And taken back, Ebony Walker. You think this game is a big deal?
Oh, let me tell you, with Ohio State being undefeated in the Big Ten, Iowa already has one loss. Yeah, would they want to put one in the L column of Ohio State? Absolutely.
Ohio State undefeated on the season, one of 3 teams in the nation. They've beaten 4 ranked opponents, but in trouble against a 5th. Overshot the pass, it's scooped up by Walker. Theory on the block to the free throw line. And that's the 4th on Molly Davis.
Taylor Theory and the shot fakes that she has used today have been so impressive, and more times than not when she's attacking, she's getting right there to the free throw line.
She's had double-figure points now in their last 4 games, 19 tonight for Taylor Theory. Make it 20. Mike still fouls Clark.
I was using different ways to break the press. At times they'll inbound it to Caitlin Clark, let her be the decision maker at the top of the press. At other times they put her on down the floor. It's like, do you want to take the ball out of the hands of Caitlin Clark, or do you want her to be the decision maker when she gets down in scoring territory?
Yeah, because it's either her scoring the bucket or she's facilitating her teammates, specifically Monica Czinano. They've combined for 15 points in the first quarter, 11 in the second, just 9 in the third quarter, and that's when Ohio State was able to make its run.
Now Iowa went to the triangle and 2. Just made it really difficult when Ohio State not knocking down threes. That's a problem.
Caitlin Clark, a rebound away from a triple-double.
Timeout, Iowa, 30 seconds timeout.
Timeout taken. Caitlin Clark, 26 points, 15 assists, 9 rebounds.
We told you she is the total package. Distributing the basketball, she can score and attack in the basketball. She's got great court vision of knowing where, who, and when to get her teammates a little sugar, sharing it. Fantastic job tonight.
Now you see most career games with 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. She's in pretty good company with Sabrina Ionescu.
That is great company right there.
And look how much she surpassed her.
33. That's plus 16 if my math is right.
Great job.
I did not even use the calculator.
That was that Vanderbilt education.
Thank you very much.
Again, 1 rebound away for Caitlin Clark from what would be her 8th career triple-double. It's a 10-point lead for Iowa.
Iowa just gets it across in time.
When do you start fouling if you're Ohio State?
I would say you start now. You want to extend, but as well as Iowa shoots the ball, I would start bringing double teams, trying to get steals, and then go score quick.
That was Ebony Walker. McMahon, she never had possession. And it's going to be Iowa ball again. And Iowa State just has one timeout.
See, now I think you've got to. First thing you've got to do when they're inbounding is you've got to go for the steal.
So they're going to the monitor to check, to look at this. I believe they're looking at the clock.
Let's say Kevin McGuff doesn't mind. He wants every second possible. Ohio State has Iowa in the bonus. They need to foul, I think, to start extending the lead. If they can't, now go for the steal. Try to get a 5-second call. And every play that you're making defensively, you're going to have to try to go get the ball, get the steal.
They originally called this Iowa ball. I think Cody McMahon, I think her fingertips were the last one to touch it.
I'll agree with you on that one.
Thank you.
Now, Iowa's got to make sure that they get the ball in, and then you got to protect the basketball. That's the most important thing, but you just want to make sure that your passes, and one of the things that Lisa Bluder talked about in practice was shot fakes. They knew that Ohio State was going to go up the line and try to get as many deflections as possible. So use shot fakes to take care of the ball.
And so it will be Iowa ball. Clock stays the same at 1:07.
Now Iowa, they have 2 timeouts.
It's deflected in the hands of Mike Sell.
Timeout, Ohio State, full timeout.
And Ohio State uses its final timeout.
And Kevin McGuff was quick to call that timeout, I think, to make sure that he has an opportunity to get his defense set.
It's interesting because if under a minute to go, you could use a timeout to advance the basketball. I know you can't right now, and obviously it's about to be Iowa ball, but...
Well, they were able to defensively get the steal with, 4 seconds ticked off the clock. So you want to make sure that he gets his defense set again instead of allowing Iowa to go down and score quickly. Just as strategic as you are with a press offense, Kevin McGuff will have a press defense if he's trying to maybe draw an offensive foul or make sure that you're going to make the long pass and gamble that they may throw the ball out of bounds, where Lisa Bluder has got to talk to her team about, listen, the most important thing is to get the ball in. You can get this thing under a minute, then she can advance the basketball. Doesn't need to be in a rush to get the ball down the floor. Most important thing is the inbounds pass.
And this Ohio State defense, 5th in the nation in turnovers forced per game. They forced Iowa into 17 turnovers tonight, and the Hawkeyes only average 13 a game.
I think this is too where Kevin McGuff really misses J.C. Sheldon, the brains on the court.
Baseball pass down the floor to Martin.
1 minute to play
So
in the game.
now Ohio State has got to foul. A lot of clock. As you want to extend the game, have as many possessions as possible. It's really late for Ricky Harris to commit the foul.
It puts Caitlin Clark at the free throw line. 7 for 8 tonight from the charity stripe for Clark. Still looking for one more rebound for that triple-double as she hits the free throw.
You don't have many to choose from to foul if you're Ohio State with the free throw percentages Iowa has.
Mike Sell has to get up the shot, quickly rolls out into the hands of Caitlin Clark. That is her rebound, that is her triple-double.
Got a foul. I don't care who has the basketball, the clock is ticking.
They finally do once the pass goes over to Martin. Caitlin Clark with a triple-double. It's her 8th career triple-double. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 15 assists.
She came in with a mission. They'd been on a really good streak before that Michigan State game. They faced adversity. They lost McKenna Warnock. It's her 8th triple-double.
3rd this season.
But against Michigan State, lost Warnock. Czinano got in foul trouble. They weren't making their threes. Iowa was a wake-up call.
Meixel hits. And now Lisa Bluder is going to call timeout. And they will advance the ball.
Taylor Meixel has the ability to knock down these shots off the screen. Quick, ready, knocks it down. So now Iowa will advance the ball. Again, I think that Ohio State needs to foul. Try to lengthen this game as much as possible.
And they have no timeouts remaining. Iowa with just 1 timeout.
Look, after watching that Vanderbilt-Arkansas game on the SEC network, where Kayla Daniels hit that 3 with just basically a few seconds left, so anything can happen. So don't go anywhere.
Clark gives it up. Iowa trying to burn as much clock as possible. Kate Martin is fouled. Lisa,
go ahead.
Lisa. You can't tell me to go ahead and then you
I'm sorry. Martin shoots 81%. You've got Caitlin Clark. She shoots 83% from the free throw line.
Trying to get Meixel an open look again. You know, Lisa Bluder told her team after shoot-around, we have a chance to take down the #2 team on its home court. How fun would that be?
When you establish the belief in your players' minds that it can happen, as excited as Iowa was, when they heard their coach say that they could knock off an undefeated team, you knew they were going to be focused when they came in here today.
Ricky Harris underneath. Iowa calls timeout, 7.8 seconds remaining. Caitlin Clark, look, when she's in the game, she usually has a big game, but a triple-double tonight, and you see her numbers against Ohio State. Now, this is an Iowa Hawkeye team that had lost its last 4 games against the Buckeyes.
But I think the contribution that Iowa was able to get from Kate Martin, and then you have Monica Czinano, who was able to bring 22 points, and that's after being on the bench for quite a while with those 4 fouls. The balanced attack and the maturity of Iowa has put them in the position they're in right now.
Ohio State had trouble scoring the basketball in the first half. It didn't allow them to get into their press that they're known for, and Iowa was able to run the floor. That really set the tone for the Hawkeyes early.
The defense and the switching up of the defense that Iowa had, from going from their man to the 2-3 zone, box and 1, triangle and 2, really kept Ohio State off balance.
7.8 seconds. Iowa does advance the ball.
Now neither team have a timeout.
And Clark can just hold it. The Buckeyes busted on their home floor by the Iowa Hawkeyes.
was a fantastic game plan not to allow Ohio State to get into a rhythm. They shut down the paint. They dared them to knock down perimeter shots and then headed fast the other direction with the Iowa Hawkeyes.
First win against a top 2 team since 1999-2000, and Caitlin Clark with a triple-double tonight. Her 8th career triple-double. Iowa victorious in Columbus.